Hello everybody and welcome to Wesley's Plant World with me, Wesley Peterson, and today we are out in the area of my garden called the Botanical Garden. And a year ago I built this new little border next to me here on my right, and I did a whole video about this, and I planted out a lot of daffodils, and these daffodils have just started poking their head up now, and it is March 2024 now, the year after when I planted in all these daffodils, and they are finally starting to emerge. And I am so excited about this because I've really been waiting a long time for this. When I planted them in, if you go back and see that video, you will see they all had the most beautiful golden daffodil flowers on them that I left on them until they started fading away, and then I pruned all the flowers off to give the bulbs more chance of absorbing the sun's energy through the leaves that were left and putting the energy back into the bulb for this season. And it seems to have worked out so well because so many of these plants have come up. It looks like everything, because every area of this border has daffodils coming up. So I need to take you in for a closer look of this right now, and then we are going to come back when all the flowers have emerged. So let's go in for that closer look. And here they all are, just starting to poke their heads up since being planted last year. And I am so surprised and so happy that it looks like all of them are coming up, nearly every single one. There are heads coming up everywhere. Look at this. So in just a week or two, this will be smothered with lovely yellow daffodil flowers. I even planted them along the wall here at the bottom of our cottage, and even here they are coming out all over. And these are ones that are taller and should look fantastic. So I am really pleased with the outcome of this. And in my west side garden area, I also filled out this border with daffodils, and they are starting to come up as well. All over here, look at this. I planted lots and lots out. These ones are coming out slower, it seems, taking more time, but they are on their way up in amongst the begonia that I've split around here. There you go, there they are. So they will be coming up, and we'll come back very soon and have a look at them with their lovely yellow flowers. So don't you think it's fantastic seeing that all my hard work actually paid off, and I am soon going to be able to get that look I was thinking of in that video when I said I'll be able to see out of my bathroom window down into this area and see a hive of yellow flowers. So today is March the 31st, 2024, and I'm back out in my garden a few weeks later to show you how my beautiful daffodils are getting on in the garden. So the daffodils on my right and on my left here, flanking my stairs to our crystal cottage here, are plants where I've gone in and split the bulbs and spread them out a little bit more a few seasons ago now, and they are flowering prolifically here, absolutely beautifully, and it just looks wonderful along the edge here. I'm even thinking that I could go in and move some more of them in between where there maybe are a few little gaps, or a little bit further forward, like in this border here, because I've planted out a lot of ferns in this area, Dryopteris, and they're going to come up and fill up these borders during the summer seasons and look very, very beautiful. But for now, we have these lovely Narcissus that look gorgeous with their flowers on them. And these again are a semi-miniature variety. They're not the tall ones, as you can see compared to me. They're not right up here, but they are so beautiful all the same. They have a darker yellow centerpiece and very light pastel petals around the edge on the outside, and they're very, very beautiful. But now I want to go around the corner and to show you the plants that I planted in my last video that I made to see how they're getting on now a couple of weeks later from doing the first part of this video. And well, you're going to see a stark difference compared to these plants here. So right, here we are again. I'm sitting next to my new border that I created to plant out all my daffodils here, and they've got lovely tall leaves on them. And they're all doing really well. I mean, they've all come up again this year. I was worried if they would be able to survive the whole winter after being exposed bulbs in small pots, completely dried out and so forth, and full of flowers when I planted them here. You really need to go back and see that video when I first planted these out last year, because you will see this was a hive of yellow. But they've all come up, they've all survived, they're looking good. They're looking healthy, and they actually have buds, so they are going to produce me flowers this next season, and that is fantastic. They're looking short at the moment. They're still encased in their green cocoons, as you can say, and they are really looking good. So I know that these are going to come out and produce me a lovely flush of yellow flowers. So we'll go in and have a closer look at these in a moment so you can see how they're doing. They're just a little bit further behind, whereas all the daffodils you can see in the other borders behind and around here are plants that I've spread out a couple of seasons ago, and they are really doing well, and they're further ahead, they're flowering profusely. Along the side here, I have bulbs that I planted a couple of seasons ago, and I have bulbs that I planted last season at the same time as when I planted these ones out and in my border in Westside Garden. The ones I planted a couple of seasons ago are all flowering beautifully this year, and the ones I planted last year, and some of these have bigger leaves and bigger bulbs, they are all slow to come out as well, but they're on their way. They all have flowers, so they are really on their way. And this is going to be filled out with lovely daffodils more and more as well the next few weeks. So this has come on a treat, and because of that I just want to fill it up more and more and more. I really want to pack it in here with daffodils so we get a lovely beautiful display along this wall at the bottom of our crystal cottage here every single season. Put a lovely wooden border around the front here and leave this to grow out as a wild garden. I don't mind the grass growing up so that I get a green wall in front of this little window we have down here that's not very nice, with fiberglass behind it, and also the stone wall with gaps and so forth in it. I'd like to have that more covered up during the summer so it looks a bit nicer. So this is all the beginnings of creating a little thin border here, and it's just looking fabulous. So now finally let's go over to Westside Garden and have a look at those daffodils over there that are growing out to see how they're doing. So here in Westside Garden, once again you can see the same story. All of my bulbs have managed to grow up. They're looking absolutely fantastic and healthy, and they all have flowers coming out. They are all late compared to my other daffodils that have been out in the garden a longer time, but they're all doing well, and the flowers will be out in a week or two, and this will be smothered in a hive of yellow, because I really did pack out this border because I wanted this to look amazing during this season, and they really haven't disappointed me. This worked out, and again it was pots crammed full of bulbs above the soil, completely dried out and so forth, and they had their flowers. I went in and pruned off the flowers on these as well to give them a good fighting chance this season, and it's just worked out. They've all bounced back and they just look lovely. The green in amongst all of the burgundy of these Begonia cordifolia eroica right now looks absolutely fantastic. And then the yellow compared to these leaves is going to be beautiful. I'm just so pleased with how this is coming along. So we're going to have to come back in a couple of weeks to see what they look like with their yellow flowers, but be sure to go back and see the video where I planted these. So now we've made it to the final segment of this video. It's April the 21st, 2024, and I am sitting amongst my beautiful narcissus here. On my left side, you can see there are a few more of the larger narcissus that have come up. This one in my hand here is Narcissus Carlton, a beautiful big flower. And on my right hand side here, I have the smaller flowers on this beautiful Narcissus golden carpet. So I want to take you in for a closer look now to show you how these are all doing, and these are all of the bulbs that I planted a year ago, and they are flowering out. These Narcissus Golden Carpet have taken a much longer time to start flowering out. I have flowers that are out. I have many flowers that are still on the way that haven't emerged yet. And I can tell you nearly every single bulb that I planted has emerged, has grown up and produced these lovely, much taller leaves. Now they're around 30 centimeters tall in their leaves and so forth. And the flowers are coming out in different stages, but they're very beautiful. And this is probably going to get a little bit thicker with flowers this season, but next season I'm expecting a much thicker display. So it's still worked out wonderfully. And along the edge here, the same thing. The taller, lovely Narcissus Carlton, and a smaller variety that I have on the side here that is a daffodil that's been in my garden that I've been spreading more and more. And then we'll also go over to the west side garden to look at some more daffodils I have, an even more miniature variety, to see how they're doing. So let's go in for that closer look. Here are all my beautiful Narcissus. We'll start on the right hand side here because I have some of these beautiful Narcissus with bigger flowers. This is Narcissus Carlton. Gets a very big, beautiful flower head, taller than the other plants. Absolutely beautiful. So let's have a closer look at more of those. I've had a little bit of trouble this year. Some insect has been in and munched very badly on a lot of my different Narcissus. See this beautiful Narcissus Carlton here, and it has an insect inside it. Another one here. Another one here that's been badly bitten up. Look at that. That's quite sad. But what can I do? Then I have another beautiful example here with a beautiful, big, perfect flower. Look at that. All the way inside. And from the top. That is a beautiful daffodil. And then more down here, but again, this one completely chewed up by the insects. And then the other small ones in here. So that's along the edge, coming along, flowering at different times. And this is going to get thicker and thicker with time as I plant out more and more. And then on this side, we have the Narcissus Golden Carpet, and they're facing the other side of the border. So at the moment we can look at the back side of them. There we go. Much smaller flowers than the Narcissus Carlton. Some here, and many more that have not emerged yet. Some more down here. There we go. And many more in this border here. There. So I'm just going to go around the other side of the border to show you the front sides of them. So here we go. Here they are, my beautiful Narcissus Golden Carpet, and then a chewed up Narcissus Carlton there. And let's have a look here. So here we go, we have some where we can see their faces. Look at this beautiful Narcissus Golden Carpet, and this one here. And all of the ones here, looking absolutely beautiful. So, a much thinner display this year, but they've all worked out, you can see. So next season I should get a much thicker abundance of flowers. But I'm happy with the result, just to see that all of the bulbs have come up anyway. Down here in front of our little frog pond, you can see a ring of beautiful Narcissus cyclazetta Têtê-à-tête. And they're doing really well down here. They've been chewed up by the insects as well, but I still have some flowers going on and my frog is still smiling. So that's quite beautiful. And soon that little pond will be full of water plants. So we're carrying on down here and around and into West Side Garden, and then you will see this border here. Look at this. Full of Narcissus cyclazetta Têtê-à-tête, and they're doing fabulously. They've come out really thickly, and many have actually finished flowering now, but some are still flowering. And these though have been badly bitten up and eaten by insects. Look at this. I've not seen this before, not like this, but they have this year. Now look here, we have a beautiful flower on this Narcissus cyclazetta Têtê-à-tête, and down here, and at the same time my Begonia cordifolia eroica are just starting to flower out. Look at that. So I just want to show those. You can see the ones in the middle there, and down here you can see more flowers coming out on the Begonia at the same time, in amongst all of the Narcissus. Every single one of them seems to be flowering. And then here, more of the beautiful Narcissus cyclazetta Têtê-à-tête. So this worked out for me very well. And I hope to get more and more flowers every season now. And I hope I get less insect damage on them as well. A beautiful little flower on a beautiful little plant. So I really hope you enjoyed seeing all of my daffodils, these beautiful narcissus, closer up, the different varieties that I have going on right now. They're all different tones of yellow varieties, and I would really like to get some different coloured narcissus in my garden at some point. So later on this year I will be looking out for different varieties that I can plant out in different borders to get some different colours going on as well. That would be absolutely fabulous. But right now I'm really happy I have these larger expanses of daffodils, so I get a big display, and I really do enjoy seeing them out of my bathroom window here in our crystal cottage. So for me, this was a success, and seeing the abundance of them grow out more and more each year from now on is just going to make me so happy. So all I have to say now is thank you very much once again for watching this video with me. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be coming up, and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.